Hello and welcome to another episode of the Red Zone podcast. My name is Nate Cohen, and I am joined once again by my musical, fashionable, short co-host, Riley Davis. Woo.
That was a little uncalled for.
My
I'm not
bad.
gonna lie.
My bad.
I feel offended by your comments.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I
I
don't
mean, it
care.
started off nice with the musical and fashionable, but I'm average height. I am. I'm the average. I'm 5'4". That is average.
Sure. Anyway, we might notice that I am wearing something,
You also
and I'm
might
and I'm
notice
without something.
missing something.
We've gained and lost this week.
Yep.
Obviously, I went to game day. I got super lucky and was able to get front row seats in not the pit, and I got a hat. So every time I hit it, I get myself CTE.
Nice. I got to see you on the game day Instagram story.
Yeah,
I
I
took a
was big
screenshot.
time. I was on the game day Instagram story.
Yeah,
I
that we'll
also
put it on our Instagram story.
shaved my face, so I de-aged. I went from looking
I like the
25 to
beard.
15.
What was wrong with the beard?
I have a career fair tomorrow. I need to look professional.
You could just like shave it into a professional beard,
Nope,
professional
that's too
looking
much
beard,
work.
than
Also, I don't have
shaving
the
the whole
facilities
thing.
for that. Yeah, it actually took me 45 minutes to shave this whole thing, and I cut myself 5 times.
And that'll make you look professional with a bunch of cuts on your face.
You can't see them except for the one like
Well,
next
I
to my
can't
ear.
see them because of the visual quality. It's like it doesn't render that much.
Anyway, what were you up to this week?
What did I do this week? Oh, as I've mentioned, the University of South Carolina, the Carolina band, Mighty Sound of the Southeast, is going
Why'd
to
you
the
get so
Macy's.
annoyingly southern?
That was mean.
You got like your voice went
Anyways,
from nothing to like
the maddest sound of the Southeast.
Madison of the Southeast. I
That's
can't
what
do a
we
southern.
are.
I
Anyway,
grew
we're
up in
going to the
I.
Macy's parade. We're going to the Macy's parade. So it was a
Woo!
bunch of that. And by that, I mean we went to Colonial Life Arena um, to march around a parking lot. And then we had an exhibition, like fake parade performance thing that was Saturday.
Did it go
Um,
well?
it did go well. Legally, we're not allowed to play. We're not allowed to like release our show and like music. Like people aren't supposed to know what we're doing till the day of. So we just had to do it visually with no music because there was a bunch of people watching and recording. So like we couldn't play so people wouldn't
It
release it
must be a
anywhere.
letdown for the people there.
I mean,
They're
like we
like,
played while we're walking. Like while we're walking, we played, and then we stopped in the State House and did like a 30-minute concert thing. But then when we actually stopped and did like the Macy's performance that would have happened in Herald Square, we just didn't play. But it was good. It went well. It's a bunch of 6 to 5. But yeah, it went well. And
ooh,
then
6 to 5.
yeah,
I mean,
at
that's
like
not that
100,
bad.
at 160 something.
That's still not that bad.
It's just a little fast.
Yeah.
Um, but like oh, and basketball is starting. So I played at the exhibition game on Monday, which was very fun. We won by 84 points. So
Indiana beat Tennessee in the exhibition game, and Alabama beat Memphis. So,
nice.
hmm
I'm excited
um,
for basketball.
same. So,
What did you do this week, Nate?
oh no, that's not why I was like sewing. I was just
Oh, well, I mean, but we didn't cover.
game day.
That's all.
Well, I mean, and just like school.
For
So,
real.
my game day story. I, okay. So I went to a Halloween party Friday night,
5 a.m. Okay, why
and
did everyone decide that Halloween weekend was last weekend?
no, Halloween weekend's this weekend as well.
But okay.
So
Anyway,
okay, so I
continue.
went to a party Friday night. Didn't get back to my dorm
Yeah.
till 1:30. Proceeded to wake up at 4:30 the next morning, and by the next morning I mean the same day.
Yeah, I was about to
Um,
say 3 hours later.
meet my friend. We walked to game day. got really lucky because they opened the gate right in front of where we were sitting. So all the people that camped out since like 4 o'clock got screwed, I guess. It was like a what's the word? Stampede to get in. Some guy apparently broke his hip.
Oh my God.
Not the first time someone would break or tear something during college game day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if y'all saw
or
that
that
video.
guy.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, go search up Pat McAfee on Instagram or Twitter. He has the video, or just like Barstool Indiana has the video. The initial guy they selected to do the field goal for game day um, tore his ACL warming up, like pretty badly,
It looks so
pretty
painful.
noticeably. And
Yeah,
then the
it
other
looked
guy
painful.
shanked both of the kicks really bad.
Yeah. And all the comments of like we're just roasting him like other guy could have done better with the torn ACL. And I was like, dang. But yeah, he
Um,
did really bad. No
so
thanks,
anyway, we get
buddy.
in there at I think like 6 is maybe when they let everyone in. And so we waited for 3 hours. Everyone was packed in like sardines, packed like sardines. And then game day happened. It was awesome. I got to see Nick Saban, Pat McAfee, Lee Corso, Kirk Herbstreit, not Chris Fowler, Reese Davis. It was awesome. I got the hat that I'm wearing. I got some wide receiver gloves. We got a new towel, a Coach Signetti towel. And then we went and beat Washington, which was pretty cool. And then because I had slept about 5 hours in about 5 hours, 3 hours in 2 days at that point, I went home and took a nap for 2 hours, and I was still so tired afterwards, so I was a lame-o and didn't go out on Saturday night and just went to bed at like 11.
I mean, if you're operating off of 5 hours of sleep, I understand.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, that was my game day experience.
Very nice.
Yeah, college football was pretty okay this week. It was
It was.
okay.
It
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 was
it fall.
it was fully just like a solid week of college football.
Yeah, it's like
Like
a
it was good for the stomach.
are we hold up. I'm trying to think of like this was like a not B tier, but like
This was like a
lower A.
Wheaties college football week.
Wheaties college football.
It's not gonna blow you away, but it's gonna get the job done.
Very nice. Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, let's go into the news. News.
There's not a
So
bunch.
it's just a bunch of quarterbacks that are injured, more or less. Um, but actually no, there's one bad thing
There's an
this week.
offensive tackle.
I mean, there's
Oh,
also one bad thing this week, which is, well, depending on who you are, which is Michigan quarterback Jake Tuttle retiring due to health concerns, which you never want to see. And I know we made fun of him on this podcast for sucking, um, but you never want to see someone have to retire because of concussions and like hurt shoulders and just like feeling that your body can't go anymore. So while we might have criticized him for his play, he's still 10 times better than anything either of us can do. Um,
this is true.
and it is sad to see someone retire, like being kind of like medically forced to retire. Like I'm sure he could have kept
Especially in
playing.
college too, because like I
Yeah,
mean, yes, a very small percentage of college players actually end up going to the NFL, but like it just kind of sucks that your career like didn't get the chance to go that far. So,
yeah. He
sorry.
said that recently suffered his fifth concussion of his career, and said that he had to start just prioritizing his overall health. Which it just sucks. Like concussions suck.
Yeah.
Like
But honestly,
5 of
good for
them.
him like knowing his limits and like making sure he like gets out of it before it gets too bad. Because there are people who probably shouldn't still be playing with
Tua.
the Yep. That's the direction I was going. With the number of concussions they've had and it's not safe. But yeah, good for him for like knowing when it's probably a good idea to be safe for yourself.
Wish him all the best for whatever he plans to do next in his life. Um, Other quarterback injury news. we got a list of it. Cade McNamara, Iowa quarterback, out with a concussion. Penn State's Drew Aller, who got injured in the Wisconsin game, a game time decision against Ohio State. Pitt quarterback Eli Holstein, who got injured in their game against Syracuse, I think is also a doubt is questionable for the game at SMU. So two big games this week with maybe losing two of their star quarterbacks. Um, and yeah, that's more or less it. Rankings.
There's not a
This is a
bunch of
quiet. This is a
changes.
quiet week in the rankings. Okay, hold on. I have a rant.
Well, okay, there's a
I have a
quiet
rant.
or not. Okay, go ahead.
Why the flip are we still the 13th ranked team in the country?
I don't know.
Name 12 teams better than Indiana.
Well, according to the AP poll, Oregon, Georgia, Penn State, Ohio State, Miami, Texas, Tennessee, Notre Dame, BYU, Texas A&M, Iowa State, Clemson. You asked.
I asked you, not
Me?
the AP poll.
Okay. I can't get I think you should be higher than 13th
Yes, we should be a top
because it
10.
should be
We're 8 and 0.
yeah, but I would say I would still put definitely Oregon above you. I would probably still put Georgia, no offense. Texas would not put BYU above you. Miami is also 8 and 0 somehow.
Here's what I have an issue with. Obviously, they'll never do it. But when you look at Ohio State and you look at us, Ohio State barely beat a Nebraska team that we recently just beat by 49. I saw someone say Indiana's going to be the first team to win the national championship and still be ranked 7th at the end of the year. There's no respect. And you know what's the worst thing about it? We're going to lose a game and drop like 10 places. Like we can't
Probably.
lose. We can't lose now or the committee's going to drop us. Like we could be 10 and 0 going to that Ohio State game and we're going to only be like 11th and then we're going to if we lose, they're going to drop us 10 spots. It's stupid. It's no they don't respect us. Like it's what it is. It's Indiana versus everyone this year. Like we just have to keep having that like no one respects us kind of feel because like the commentators and analysts respect us, but no one who's actually like deciding the rankings respects us. So, you know, it's really annoying. It's frustrating. We should
Oh,
be
y'all
higher.
play at Oregon next year?
Yeah.
Damn.
Anyway, that's my mini rant over. Rank us higher. Rank us in the top 10. If we beat Michigan State, rank us in the top 10.
Um, anyways, the bigger movers this week are LSU dropped 8 after losing to Texas A&M. And also the Navy is no longer ranked.
Sad.
But Army moved up too. And Washington State and oh my God, and Colorado's back in the rankings again.
So I've noticed we've not talked about Colorado this whole year
We've
since
talked a little bit.
like week 4.
We usually just talk about the kids ranking.
So So I said they were going to go 5-7, which was a miscalculation because I didn't look at how easy their schedule is. But okay, credit to them. They're playing better than they did last year. Are they a credible contender in the Big 12? Probably not. But still, they're fine. They deserve to be ranked, I guess. They've kind of just beat up on easy teams this year. But like I don't think they've played I don't think they've beat a single ranked team. Like their only losses are to Nebraska and a ranked Kansas State. They don't play a single ranked team for the rest of the year. Like there's a possibility they finish 10-2, and it's going to be undeserved because they played one ranked team the whole year.
You play one ranked team the whole year.
Huh. Yeah, but we're good.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I'm not saying you're not good, but I'm like that whole entire statement could be applied to Indiana.
Not if we beat Ohio State.
I know, but like if you
Also,
don't,
Colorado lost badly to the team we beat by 49. So
I'm not saying that you guys are like I'm not saying Colorado's better than y'all, but I'm just saying like you go on this rant of like they're only playing one ranked team this whole season, and I'm
but
like,
we're playing
so
better
are
teams than
y'all.
they are.
I mean, yeah, but like it's also the statement still applies. Anyways, I'm just saying the statement does still apply. Don't do that. That does. I'm right. Me. We play like seven ranked teams.
Wait,
Shush.
wait, 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 wait. Shut up. No one cares. Why don't you win?
I care.
Boo,
We
why don't
play
you win
six
games?
ranked teams.
You play
We
A&M
have
next
been.
week.
Yes, we do. That's supposed to be our homecoming.
You guys are going to get curb stomped.
I honestly don't know.
I think
If
you
we
are.
play, if we play actually competently, like we started to against Bama and we did against Oklahoma, then we'll be fine. What?
I don't think you guys ever played really confidently against us.
I said started to.
You
The
guys
end
got
was
it.
bad. The
And the
started
beginning wasn't
to.
great either.
The
I mean,
beginning
there
we had
was.
the lead the whole like first half, bro. Not the whole first half. Up until halftime and then the whole third quarter.
You weren't winning at halftime. It was 14-9. It was 14-12 at
Wait, I thought.
halftime.
Okay, whoa. Third quarter. There we go. Third quarter and then like the second
So
half.
you led for one quarter. And the only reason you
Okay.
guys were in the game in the first place wasn't because of your own skill. It was due to Alabama being stupid and fumbling and Jalen going out of the back of the end zone for a safety.
We were also being stupid and fumbling, and then we still didn't even lose as badly as we thought we were going to. So y'all are, I guess, just stupider than we were, I guess, in that moment.
Well, yeah, no
Um,
shit. Alabama's been stupid in every
anyways,
single game they've played this year, except like the first half of the Georgia game and the Missouri game this week.
I was gonna say, don't say all of the Georgia game because y'all did let up 29 points.
Oh no, I totally know that we choked the Georgia game, but like, okay, they played great against Missouri. We'll get to it when we talk about the ranked games, but I thought the Missouri game was the best they've played the whole season,
Did you
which is
watch it?
kind of
I thought
insane.
you weren't. You didn't watch it, did you? Because you were taking a break.
Um, I watched a bit of it. So I watched like the second half when we were like playing well. So I can't talk a lot in the first half. Also, I was like kind of in and out of sleep for the first half.
Fair.
But I saw a bit of it. I saw a bit of the first half and a bit of the second half. So I can't comment on the game. But also, why is Missouri still ranked?
Mm.
They got pimp slapped by us, and their quarterback's injured, and their coach is a dumbass, and they're still 25th in the country.
Who have they had been playing?
They've played no one this year. They have a Charmin soft schedule.
Yeah, they do. They play
The two
Oklahoma
times they
next
played
week.
good teams, they've lost.
They won against
Like,
Vandy the week before
Vandy's not
Texas.
ranked.
Not anymore, but like you would yourself were literally just saying Vandy's better than people give him credit for, like
Oh,
last
yeah,
week.
but that doesn't fit my
Yeah.
narrative I'm trying to make right now. So,
Well, Vandy was ranked up until this week.
I mean, it was a good effort against Texas. I
Yeah.
would rather have Vandy ranked than Missouri.
See? So they played at least three teams.
And they barely beat one of them when they shouldn't have and lost to the other two.
That's like Miami barely beating people until
I
the
mean,
very end.
Miami beat. Yeah, that Louisville game was too tight.
There was like two in a row that it was like
Yeah, it was
they
the Cal and Virginia
basically,
Tech games.
yeah.
They're the cardiac canes for a reason. I guess they kind of easily beat Florida State this week, but everyone easily beats Florida
I was
State.
gonna say it's Florida State.
Everyone easily beats Florida State. Um, Ole Miss dropped a place this week, which I think is really funny. But also, like they kind of played awful in the first half against Oklahoma, so it's a little warranted. Like they were losing at halftime against Oklahoma.
I don't know. I feel like there's not a lot of a bunch of interesting stuff that happened on the rankings. The biggest mover was LSU. And that was it.
Why did Notre Dame go up 4 spots? Oh, because they destroyed Navy. Right, right, right,
Yeah,
right, right.
they're
I
the
forgot about
reason
that.
Navy dropped out.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Also,
Also, we
BYU,
also got
BYU in the top 10 is
we
kind of
got a
trippy.
we got a vote this week. I don't know why.
Lafayette got more votes than you guys did.
I know, but why did we? I mean, I guess it's like
You guys were on a
residual
bye
from
week, right? Yeah,
yeah.
it was
Maybe it's
residual.
residual from Oklahoma, but I'm like, what?
How many votes did you
Anyways,
guys have for the Oklahoma week?
I
It was
don't
like
know. Let
six,
me
right?
see. Let's see.
Achoo!
Bless you.
Jesus Christ. I almost just sneezed
One,
my
that's
helmet
bull.
off.
Sorry,
Damn.
that's bull.
Anyway, let's talk about the games.
Okay.
Week 9 kicked off on Thursday night with Syracuse versus Pitt and Kyle McCord with a generationally shit game.
5 interceptions,
3 of them pick six, all of them in the first half. All of
which
those
is
pick sixes were
really
in the first half.
rough.
It was
It
bad.
literally the like you know how like ESPN for the audio listeners, ESPN gives you like the like little one video. If you look at all the scores for the week, they give you like the video highlight for that game. And it for this one, it's Kyle McCord throws 3 pick sixes and 5 interceptions. Horror show for Syracuse.
The worst thing is he was 35 for 64.
Jesus Christ.
That's too many.
And he still led for passing yards.
You know what's insane as well? They Syracuse had 110 more yards than Pitt did. Pitt had
Lord.
217 yards to Syracuse's 327. Bless you. Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. Anyways,
Um yeah, this was really bad for Syracuse. I mean, they had momentum a little bit going into this game. Like they were 5-1, but man, that Pitt, they're a grinder of a football team. They will grind you into a dust. And they got their first real test this week against SMU, who is also turning out to be one of the class of the ACC. Um, but bad for them to have Holstein out. Um, but we'll see if they win this. I could see them competing. I mean, throw a wrench in the plans. Clemson. Oh yeah, no way, no. Clemson's 5-0 in conference. They're probably not going to lose in conference. But yeah, good game for Pitt. Nice, confident win. Something they needed if they want to be taken seriously. Um, yeah. Next game, Friday night. This was an underrated banger, and I didn't watch
Boise
much of it.
State.
Boise State at UNLV, which these are probably the two best Group of Five teams, maybe like two of the four best Group of Five teams, including Army and Navy. Um, and they just went out there, slugged it out. Ashton Genty probably had his worst game of the season with 33 carries for 128 yards and a touchdown, which is kind of insane that we're saying that that's his worst game of the season. Um, but yeah, it was just tight the whole game. No one really had um, momentum either way, and um, the Boise State won with a Ashton Genty touchdown on a 4th and 1, fourth and goal from the 1. So big for Boise. Got to assume that they're probably the team in the driver's seat in the Group of Five race right now.
Good for them.
I assume you didn't watch this then.
No.
All
Although,
right. Oh,
how long ago, how many weeks ago was UNLV ranked?
I think it was 4 or 5.
Okay. Because
It
I
was
know that they
after
got
they won.
votes
It was after they
for
won the
this.
game. After it was the game after Sluka decided he wanted to f off. They destroyed some team and then they got ranked, and I think they immediately lost to someone, but I don't know who. All right, Saturday. Um, Number 1 Oregon defeats number 20 Illinois 38-9.
Good
Boy,
Lord.
was this a statement from Oregon. I mean, we've been talking the whole year about how there's not a single contender team. Why not Oregon? I mean, they
Well,
have
literally,
gotten.
it goes into like the who's good because it's like the teams who come out of nowhere, and you're like, oh yeah, good
I mean,
Lord.
Oregon's been consistently getting better and better throughout the year. They started
Yeah,
bad, but they've just been. It's been like slowly but surely working themselves up. So like
you
just
could say it's
minimizing
it's pretty
mistakes.
pretty bodacious. That was aggressive. Um, moving on. Um,
If you say
I don't
that
know.
one more time, I'm gonna give myself CTE.
I said it once, I think, this whole season.
No, you said it last week.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my bad. Well, we used to
Also, if
say
I'm
it.
reminded of him, it makes me want to bash my head into a wall
Why?
because he played for Auburn and he
I
seems like
know,
a
but
dick.
more recently, Oregon.
You can't lose the Barners stank.
Oh, that was aggressive.
I mean, okay, Riley, if a quarterback played at Clemson for 3 years and then transferred and played somewhere else for 2 years, would you still consider them like, okay, quarterback plays at Clemson, beats you one of the years he's there,
Hmm.
let's say most of the years because, Clemson, South Carolina,
Hmm.
and then transfers to another team. Would you still hate that quarterback?
I mean, I wouldn't be aggressively hating on them, but also like I've cheered for
So
the
Bo Nix is
Jags.
like 28.
Pause. I've cheered for the Jags or the Jacksonville Jaguars, and like their quarterback is Trevor Lawrence, who is literally the quarterback in a scenario that you just described.
But he
And
never
so like
transferred.
no, but he did play for Clemson his entire like career and beat us all but wait, hold on. I think we actually beat them one of those years. Let me look this up. Because how long has he been in the NFL? Three
You did
years
not beat him when
at all?
you didn't. You guys never beat Trevor Lawrence.
He was at Clemson for why can't I find
Anyway,
this? Anyways, but
anyway,
yeah, Trevor Lawrence is literally he's been there since like 2018. Yeah, anyway, he's literally the quarterback that you describe in that scenario, and I do cheer for the Jacksonville Jaguars every once in a while because I don't know.
I don't like Bo Nix.
That's fair, I guess. To each their own
He
opinions
was like
of.
25 in college.
So he was like Stetson Bennett.
Yeah, he was like Stetson Bennett.
I hate Stetson Bennett
I also hate Stetson Bennett.
just because I think it's ridiculous of him like crapping on like the when they beat TCU. I was like, bro, shut up. Like you're given like I don't know. I just think he's ridiculous for
Same.
crapping on like literal kids, and it's like you're a grown ass man.
Can we talk about the Oregon Illinois game?
Yeah,
They kicked their ass. This was bad. They
yeah.
killed Illinois in this game.
And they only went down by four, which is kind of surprising. Like this is the type of game that I feel like
Well,
drops
I think it's
people from.
because Oregon's the number one team in the country.
Yeah, but I feel like you're 20. uh, no, I still feel like this is the game that you get dropped for.
You know who the highest receiver, like that, the most receiving yards in this game went to? Tez Johnson. Big Tez Johnson fan. You want to know why? So we're at game day. It's like 6:30 a.m. Everyone's tired, but everyone's like drinking. And they're calibrating the big boards, and for some unknown reason, one of the jumbotrons just has a still of Tez Johnson for like 20 minutes. So it's just a still of Tez Johnson, and now I'm a Tez Johnson fan. It was
Just because
literally
his
it was literally just
just
a picture of Tez Johnson
and that made you a fan of him?
because I was delirious and I had no clue why at an Indiana Washington game there was just this thing of Tez Johnson.
But now you like him.
Yes, because it's funny.
Okay. All right.
Um,
Interesting.
I think Oregon's now, I would say, the bona fide contender. They've beat three ranked teams. They beat Boise, Ohio State, and Illinois. And yeah, I'm an Oregon fan. I'm happy. They fixed almost every problem since the beginning of the year. They don't play a ranked team for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I was about to say
Um,
the rest of their schedule is pretty chill.
Pretty easy. Um, yeah, they made Illinois look like frauds, which good job. I think Oregon's the real contender right now. Like, I would firmly put them as a contender. Next game, Penn State at Wisconsin. Penn State wins 28-13 off the back of backup quarterback Bo Pribula, coming in for the injured Drew Aller in the second half. This game was dicey for a bit, but at the end, talent with Penn State pulled through, and there was a really bad pick six. Braden Locke threw that kind of screwed them, put Penn State up 14-10, and from there, Wisconsin just could never get momentum back.
But then it,
Good game.
I mean, I was gonna say good faith having your backup quarterback if y'all are coasting through. So I don't know.
I wonder though if you want to have that same faith playing Ohio State. So I wonder how that game will go if he's in. Probably not
Uh,
great.
what injury does their quarterback have? Why'd he go?
I think it was I okay. I don't
Like, is it something that he
entirely
could go
know.
back in for?
Who? Aller?
Yeah.
They said Aller might be back.
Okay.
Um, so he landed awkwardly after getting sacked, came back on the field with a brace on his knee.
I think he'll be okay.
So he might be fine.
Because I'm a professional and I know about these things and I'm
You're
very
a
educated.
professional sports medicinist.
Yes, I know
You
how
know
these
better
work.
than everyone else.
Yep, absolutely. Ohio
Next.
State, Nebraska.
God damn Ohio State, what the hell?
I know. You're gonna
Like
get
the
ran over
whole
by
thing,
the Pat Mahomes wannabe.
literally at game day, they had this segment where they were talking about how Ohio State was going to steamroll um, Nebraska because like they're coming off a bye week and like Nebraska sucks. And then
They didn't
Nebraska almost
steamroll them. They
won.
pushed them over.
This is a bad game from Ohio State. This makes me very confident, not very confident, but more confident about the IU game coming up
For
later
Ohio
down the
State.
line. Yeah, because I thought we were going to get
Yeah.
killed, but we destroyed the team that they barely beat.
Maybe they were just getting warmed up.
So I didn't really watch any of this game because this was during the IU game, and the service in Memorial Stadium is like legitimately the worst service ever. Like you cannot use your phone in the internet in the stadium. So like if someone texts me, I'll get it when I leave.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's bad. Um, so I don't have much to say about this game other than yikes, Ohio State. That sucks. Next,
And
Texas
I don't
beats
like Dylan
Vanderbilt.
Raiola.
I don't either. Texas beats Vanderbilt 27-24. Yeah, it's just a weird game from Texas. Like
Okay,
they
wait. Can I say something really quickly?
no. Yeah, I don't care. It's your
I get that
podcast as much
Vander
as it's mine.
uh-huh. I get that Vanderbilt is 25th, so like obviously they're lower than Illinois, but I'm also like this is much less of a like curb stomping than Oregon did to Illinois, and Vanderbilt fell out, and like Illinois just literally got their ass handed to them on a silver platter by Oregon and just went down four.
Oh no, I agree. Vandy should be ranked.
Yeah,
Whether
so
it
I
whether
that's
it be
why I'm
ahead of
thinking it's
wh-
unfair that Illinois is still ranked.
whether it be ahead of like Missouri or Illinois, in one of those teams, Vandy deserves to be ranked above. Which can we
It's
talk about
Illinois.
how insane it is in Big 2024? We're talking about the fact that Vandy should be ranked. Like it's an injustice
Yes.
that they're not.
It's really weird because Vandy used to be like a gimme on the schedule, and now it's like, oh. A
Vandy's
little
whole
bit
thing is that they
concerned.
were good at baseball,
And now
and
they're pretty good at football.
they were good at baseball and athletics, and that was it.
I'm gonna be there next week for
Oh, are
our
you
game.
going?
Yeah, I'm going to Nashville
Are you like? Is it the
with
whole
the
band
band.
going?
No, there's
You
like,
got lucky and got picked.
um, it wasn't my first choice,
Was your
but
first
I
choice
am.
Alabama?
Yes, it was. My pick was Alabama, and I think then Vandy, then
Everyone picked
Oklahoma.
Alabama.
This is true. I didn't want to do Oklahoma because Oklahoma was like over fall break, and I was like, I am not spending my fall break in Oklahoma.
Damn. Screw Oklahoma, I guess.
Well, I mean, like, I want to break. I want to go home.
I get that. Um, yeah, this was once again Texas just looked a little off. Like not like incredibly off, just like noticeably a little off. We'll see how they
You seen?
bounce back.
Have you seen Fantastic Mr. Fox?
I have not seen Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Oh,
It's one of my
well,
like two. It's one of my like I need to see it movies
yeah.
that I
There's
haven't
like
gotten
they
around to seeing.
describe their son, and they always just go, "He's just a little different."
Is that how we're
That
talking
was
about Texas this year?
yeah. They're just a little
Fantastic Mr. Longhorns.
different.
Fantastic Mr. Bevo.
Yeah.
It's
Fantastic
just
Mr.
like
Ewers.
Fantastic
Different.
Mr. Bond. Named
Miami?
Bond. Isaiah Bond. I can't believe he transferred and then got a Lamborghini.
You want a Lamborghini?
I want Isaiah Bond back.
Oh, I want a Ferrari.
I want a Porsche.
That's a lie. I want a 1957
Chevy Bel
Chevy
Air.
Bel Air.
Yes.
That is a cool car.
I want
Look,
a
mm,
911 GT3 RS
understandable as well.
or a Ferrari LaFerrari or a McLaren Senna.
Or what was it? I want the Sally special. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I saw it. It was
I
cool.
want that one.
It's
That
nostalgia
is
trip, but I don't want it because it's not a 911 GT3 RS. It's a Carrera. And I think
the
Carreras are
Sally
fine.
special Porsche though is like
It's
it's
cool,
pretty. It's a
but I want
pretty
to.
car.
But I'm not as big of a
Like look at
Carrera
that.
fan as I am a 911. That's great for audience, for audio listeners.
Yeah.
It's like the Reggie Gigas thing.
What is a Porsche 911? Porsche 911 Sally special. $3.6 million. dollars.
It's not a Carrera?
No, it's a
I thought she's
911.
based off a Carrera.
This says all these say Porsche 911 Sally special.
Hold on. LARP for a sec. I gotta.
Waffle.
Yeah.
Also, I would just like to say about waffle in the last episode, you just dropped the word waffle on me. Like I don't know British slang, bro. I'm not just gonna know what that means.
Oh, she
Um,
is based off of a 911. Oh, because it's a 911 Carrera GTS. Okay, so I'm kind of right.
you're
I'm like
half right.
half right. I knew there was a Carrera somewhere in there. I want a old 1970s Mustang Boss, yellow with a black racing stripe like my grandfather.
That's cool. Good
Yeah.
times.
He had some cool cars.
You seen the movie Christine?
No,
Stephen King novel is what, like the Stephen King novel one.
I don't
It's
like
about a
Stephen
possessed.
King novels.
Neither do I. I also haven't seen this
I'm a
movie.
little
My family wants
bitch and
to
they
that.
scare me.
But Christine is a possessed car that like makes her owner go crazy. But it's a
Oh, that's like a dark romanticism novel I wrote once. Not novel, short
really
story. Okay, so do you
it's like a it's
remember
a
American
premise.
Lit in 10th grade where we had to do dark
Yeah,
romanticism? So
I wrote a weird ass story for that.
my story was that there was this
I'm
guy.
infuriated.
There's this guy that ate meat and he would eat it and then would start talking to him. So he would hear voices in his head about like this like why would you eat me and like what the hell? Why would you do this? And so he's like, "Okay, I'm going vegetarian." And then the voices return. And the voices get louder and louder and he eventually can't eat anything, so he just kills himself.
Good Lord,
and I got
Nate.
a B on it, which
You a troubled
sucked.
kid?
Okay, in middle school, I wrote a detective novel in sixth grade that was so bloody and gory, it got an email to my parents, which I
Are
don't
you okay?
remember. Apparently not. It's about this like detective who I named Natan because I couldn't name anything.
Well,
And
I'm not
so,
gonna lie. Like this sounds like a. Do you know like Creep Show?
yeah,
Like the Tom Savini thing?
yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be on Creep Show.
No, it was like, okay, so this guy, it wasn't even like it was bad. It was
Eating
just like
meat.
this guy would get into fights because, of course, he's a
Oh,
detective.
I
It's
was
like
gonna like the
Bond.
meat one.
Oh, the meat
The
one,
meat
yeah.
one sounds like it would be on Creep Show.
And so this detective gets into fights and like everyone dies. Like I killed, I think, every single meaningful character except like the main one and the main one's parents. But the main one's parents are dead for the first three books to the reader. Like it's like implied that his parents are dead, and then the cliffhanger at the end of it is that his parents are alive and he needs to go to Paris. I wrote four or five of these, and they're just like
Good
chilling in
Lord.
my. They're chilling in my one of my folders. They're so
See,
bad.
if you oh, okay. So like if they were good, if you publish them now, that'd be semi-normal.
No, they suck. It looks like a six. It looks like a sixth grader wrote it, but like in the
Oh,
worst way
well,
possible. There's
the
no plot
books
continuity, and everyone just says the worst things.
the books I'm reading or listening to recently, they're by Frida McFadden. They're freaking crazy, bro. It's like that. It's like it's wild stuff.
I don't read.
I don't read either. I listen to
I
audiobooks.
can't read.
Oh, what? Oh,
I what was the last book I read or listened to?
I have read
Oh, I
three
think I
in
listened to
the
an
last like two
audiobook.
weeks.
I listened to an audiobook at like my first week of college about like the 1992 Dream Team in the Olympics.
Nice.
Um,
Also, I'm sorry to like backtrack us a lot, but this was on my topic of cars. Have you seen? This is a lot of have you seen? Jesus. Um, my cousin Vinny.
Slightly. Are we talking? We're talking about the same scene. It's the scene you
Yeah,
can
when she's in
recite
the
by heart,
courtroom.
right? Yeah.
I usually can. If it's playing with me, I'll know exactly. But they're like, it's like can't make those marks without path attraction, and then that was not available on the 62 Skylark. Like that's a fantastic scene,
It
fantastic
is.
movie.
Do we want to get back on track now?
Yeah. What do we
Yeah.
what do we usually talk about? This is a football podcast.
Is it? I thought this was a pie podcast.
Pie? What about
Pie
goldfish?
or fanatics. Oh my God, I didn't mention this. I'm doing a sports communication project on fanatics.
You what's it about? What's the project?
I don't know. I legitimately don't know what the project is, and
But you're just doing
I'm
it
done
on
with it.
fanatics?
Yeah.
What? What did you do?
It was a group project. I did my work, but it was
What was
I wrote about fanatics' target population.
so is it just like
Target
about
population. Fanatics,
was it
yeah,
just
basically
like
just like about fanatics.
oh, okay.
One
Cool.
day they'll sponsor us.
One day.
Anyway, Miami beat Florida State 36-14. Can we say it?
I'm gonna do the honors.
Who cares?
Lovely. Okay, the next one is not a who cares in any way whatsoever. LSU
Um,
lost to Texas A&M.
Yikes. They looked like a team that was not a big fan of being in a big game environment.
Hmm. We get to play them next week.
Yeah, can we talk about Marcel Reed real quick?
Go ahead.
So, Texas is losing 17-7, Texas A&M, and their offense kind of sucks. So, Mike Elko pulled Connor Wegman, whatever his name is, and put in dual threat quarterback Marcel Reed, who went 2 for 2 for 70 yards, but more importantly, um, 9 carries for 62 yards and 3 touchdowns. So,
which is a crazy stat line.
insane. Um, a lot of this, however, was kind of down to LSU shooting themselves in the foot. Like
Which we
Garrett
do a lot.
Nussmeier,
So, which is why I'm scared for next week.
Garrett Nussmeier threw 3 interceptions. All of them weren't great. And it just kind of seemed like they kept, like, the first one happened, and it seemed like he never fully recovered. Like, he just kept getting in his head. Um, and yeah, just it's just a game you would want to win if you're LSU. Not only one because now this dropped them from first in the SEC to fifth, but just because you want to know that your team can compete in those games. And so far, LSU, I would say, is 1 for 2 in those games. Losing against USC, losing to A&M, and then beating Ole Miss. And really, the Ole Miss game was at home, and kind of shows like LSU's not that great of a road team this year. Um, so they got another test. Week after this one is Alabama at home. So they need to win that game. They need to beat Bama at home. Um, but yeah, it's a rough one for LSU. This is one they need to win. But you know, good on A&M. They now have sole control over the top of the SEC. Only undefeated team in the SEC this year. Who would have thunk it after the Notre Dame game?
Nobody.
I certainly knew I wouldn't have thunk it.
Wouldn't have thunk it.
Nope, I wouldn't have
Who
thunk
would have
it.
thought?
Who would have thunk?
Moving on. BYU UCF. BYU won.
Dead honest, I think this
But
is a who cares
also,
game.
I mean, yeah, it is kind of like, nah, it doesn't matter. It's like a close-ish score, but it's also like,
It's like a meh, who
yeah,
cares? Like not
it's like
as
okay.
energetic.
I didn't, yeah, it's like a okay. And then the game that made us not be able to be patriotic when talking about the rankings.
Notre Dame is an enemy of the state. Bless you.
And I was
No,
like a mid cough, and then you said that, and I started laughing.
Notre Dame hates America. Notre Dame is unpatriotic.
They don't
If
want us to
no,
have the Navy
if
and the Army be ranked
if
together.
Notre Dame was patriotic, they would have rolled over and let the Army, no, they played Navy, the
Navy.
Navy win. But no, this is why America is dying. It's because the
Because
football,
of Notre Dame.
because of Notre Dame. Notre Dame is the reason this country is falling apart because now the service academies aren't both undefeated and we can't get our dream of an undefeated Army Navy game and it's all Notre Dame's fault.
Oh,
God
good
bless
Lord.
America.
Oh, poor Navy.
Poor Navy. They got
Would have been good.
bitch slapped.
Jesus.
What do you want me to say? They had 6 turnovers and lost by 37 points.
Yeah.
Is that not a bitch slapping?
Nope. It's pretty bad. It's
God,
a little sad.
you know how unpatriotic this made me?
Notre Dame is the reason that, oh my God.
I mean, do you disagree? Did you feel your patriotism levels like lower after this game?
No, because I had voted and that like raised them. So I
I
was
didn't
like,
vote, so my patriotic levels were already low.
mine
Okay,
were
no,
on
I
like a
had
record
voted,
high
but
after voting. So I was
I
like,
voted like a week ago.
America.
So like
Oh,
my patriotism was here. My patriotism is here. The service academies are undefeated. And then it like slowly goes down. It's probably about like here after the voting. And then it's like here.
it
It's
went
like okay,
down after
here.
voting?
No, voting it stays here after voting. Through the
Okay.
week it goes down naturally because I lose the high
Yeah.
of voting. And then the service academies lose and I lose hope.
Navy.
Nate, all
Oh,
we have is Army now. So we can all agree this is Notre Dame's fault, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We now have a weakness, and over the seas, all we have is the
That
army.
you know what it is? You know why they're ruining our patriotism? It's because that's Ireland's team. They're not
They
true-blooded
want to take us from the
Americans.
sea.
They're invading us from the inside. They're gonna take
They're gonna
over.
come across the ocean.
One day they will take what's theirs. We will be an
Ireland is
Irish.
coming.
The Irish are coming. No. Oh my God, we were
Oh,
blind. We were blind.
we were
We needed to
blindsided.
be awake. We are awake. We are
It
woke.
started with the Notre Dame Georgia Tech game.
It
Notre Dame.
started when Notre Dame was invented. They've been playing the long con. They've been planning this for years. I can't believe it. Riley, we just made such a great discovery.
We have to warn people.
We have to warn, give me the president of the United States of America. I have an urgent
Get
matter of
Joe on the phone.
get Joe. I have awful news. The Irish are coming. Fast. They're approaching. They're arriving by the second. But the next time we know it, we will all be eating potatoes and drinking Guinness.
We all have to split the G.
Damn it.
We go to
Guinness
jail if
sucks.
you don't split the G.
Anyway, Joe said he'll work on it.
Well, that's good. Okay.
I think that means he's going to abolish the College of Notre Dame. We win. America
Okay.
is saved.
I would also just like to say Notre Dame is one of the funniest, one of the funniest traditions in college football with their like running of the gingers. When they get every ginger student in the school to just run while all these people cheer them on.
That's like a weird form of torture. It's like if you're ginger, you must run.
We're just gonna
Run,
watch
ginger.
you.
Run, ginger,
We're
run.
gonna watch you. We're just gonna watch you run across the campus, and we're gonna cheer you.
You hear me, ginger? I know where you live. You will run.
It's terrible.
It's like the Liam Neeson thing. It's like,
It would be worse if they like made them dress up as leprechauns.
that would have been better. What are you talking about? Like, like, like 100 leprechauns running around campus. Actually, it would be more. It would be like thousands of leprechauns.
Okay, I don't know if
Okay,
you. There's not
how many
thousands.
gingers do you think go to Notre Dame?
A couple hundred.
Okay, so we get like 500 leprechauns to run around campus.
Hold on.
First one to the finish line gets a pot of gold.
Notre Dame
Ginger
ginger
population.
ginger run. It's called the Run of Ginger.
Okay, I don't like
No,
Notre Dame.
but
I don't like Notre Dame because they're an in-state rival, but that's funny.
it literally says it's published from the Notre Dame, I guess, newspaper or whatever, and it says the Run of Gingers, a moving display of Irish pride.
Why not just have a parade?
Moving.
What's wrong with a parade? Why must we make them run?
Well, that's slightly weirder, because you just like parade all the gingers down the campus. You're like,
Put
look
them in
at them.
fucking
What? Hello?
Okay,
Are you
thank
good?
God. No, I might have uncorked a sneaky F-bomb there.
Oh, we've said it before. Happened
I gotta do
last
the
week.
face from when you said it when I was like, Anyway,
I think my eyes
okay,
get too
so
wide when I do that.
here's my proposal for the ginger parade. We lock them in cages.
Oh my God. Wait. No. Stop talking. I'm I'm cutting you off now. Stop talking. Before stop. Stop talking
We parade
before
them
you
like
say something so terrible. Nope.
we
Absolutely not.
we parade
No.
them like zoo
No. No, no, no,
animals.
no, 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 no. I'm gonna talk over you because I have something more important to say, which is that the winner of the run of gingers, the 2024 run of gingers, his name is Seamus Murphy Mick O'Reilly.
Jesus Christ.
I know, which I'm
That is the
like,
most
he's
aggressively
ginger
Irish name
and
I have
Irish.
ever heard.
It's not even like O'Reilly is already a pretty Irish name on its own, but his
Oh,
last name is
O'Reilly.
Mick O'Reilly, which is crazy.
Okay,
Congratulations, by
so
the way.
what if we parade them like zoo animals?
No, because now we have to have a winner. Now that I know that there's like a legit winner of this, it's a
Whichever
winner.
ginger get okay,
This is
I
terrible.
have a new
Stop.
idea.
No.
So we make it like a zoo. So
They're human beings, Nathan.
each ginger has his own
Oh my God.
exhibit, and whoever gets the most money
Oh my
wins.
God. Okay, I would just like to
Okay,
say,
don't
as a
tell me that.
representation of the Red Zone podcast, the Red Zone podcast does not take Nate Cohen's words and opinions as its own, and we are a separate entity.
Okay, that was a joke, guys. I don't actually think we should lock the gingers in cages.
Jesus.
If you didn't figure that out, that's on you. If
I
you,
know, but sometimes the joke goes too far. We're not
I
gonna lock
thought
anybody in a cage.
we're not going to lock anyone in a cage. We're just going to make them run across campus. We're
I
just
think
going to
that's
make
hilarious.
them run.
I want to participate. I know I can't because I'm not
We've spent
ginger.
8 minutes talking about this.
About the run of gingers.
We started with this game like 12 minutes ago, and we have not talked about a single football related thing. We can make at least 5 reels from this conversation.
Just okay, because I was already planning a reel for the Irish one, and then I guess now I have to make a reel
And
of
me
Nate
being
going, we're locking the
patriotic,
gingers in cages.
and me being okay. Well, we don't have to make a reel of the locking the gingers in cages. I don't think that needs to go on Instagram.
Dang, that's a lot of ginger people. That's crazy. I've never seen
We
so many people with red hair in my life. If you look
I
up
have.
pictures of
I
the
went
run
to
of the
Ireland
gingers,
once.
are there a bunch of redheads in Ireland?
No,
Okay,
I think it's a stereotype.
it is. Except for the guy who won the run of the gingers this year.
Guys, stereotypes are bad.
This is true.
Unless, yeah, they're not. They're bad. But like also that guy who
What was
won.
your
No,
exception
because
that
I
you
was
were gonna say?
no, because I was trying to find a way to say that the guy who won the ginger race is literally a stereotype.
Yeah,
He's a ginger with the most Irish name possible.
this is true. Although I feel like I don't know. Sometimes stereotypes, sometimes they can be right, and sometimes they do fit a person, but they're wrong. Like sometimes it's like when
Stop
someone
talking,
like
Riley. Stop talking. We do
no, I'm
not
talking
want
about
to get
myself.
canceled.
No, 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 no. I'm talking about myself,
You
bro.
did not make that clear. I thought you were just about to go into
No,
a
no, no, no,
rant
no,
like
no, no, no.
we're
I'm
about to
talking
get
about myself.
canceled.
No, no,
Okay,
no.
so on this episode, I got us canceled by saying we should lock gingers in cages, and you got us canceled by saying some stereotypes are accurate. What is going
I
on?
was talking about myself.
You didn't say that. You just started by saying some
The
stereo.
disclaimer is that I
You
will be
didn't
talking
say
about
that.
myself.
You
Okay.
never said that. You were just like, yeah, guys, some stereotypes are good.
What is this episode?
We haven't talked about football in 15
I was literally thinking
minutes.
like this has been such a chill episode. We barely talked about anything. And now we're here. What I was
Yeah,
gonna
and I
say,
think what you said is a lot worse than what I said.
okay, because I'm talking about my own self. I'm talking about like the like queer stereotypes that I end up fitting into
Oh, you
because
fit into a
literally
lot of them.
I know. See,
But you didn't make that clear.
I'm
You
making
just
it
went.
clear now. I'm making it
I'm
You're
clipping that
now.
out of context, and it's just gonna be you
Absolutely
saying,
not.
"Hey guys,
Some
some okay."
stereotypes are good.
If we post the locking the gingers in cages reel, we must post you saying
I'm
some
not posting the
stereotypes
locking the gingers in cages, but I'll post us talking about the Irish. But
and
I'll
the
post
me
the
being unpatriotic.
yeah. Um, no, but like literally, I wore my car keys on a carabiner on like my belt loop today, and that was like
You've been doing that for like 2 years. That's not a new thing.
I
Yeah,
would
you
have
have.
my keychain hang out, but this is like full on like this. I don't have a belt loop on, but like this is like clipped onto my pants.
Oh my God, you're reaching peak stereotype. And the backwards
Yeah.
hat, the hair, the rings.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
But I never said that stereotypes are
My
right.
I said sometimes, and I was referring to like me. I'm the sometimes.
I'm never letting you let this go.
This is terrible. My carabiner says University of South Carolina.
I'm so happy that you said something worse than me for the first time in this podcast's history.
But here's the thing: is I said something worse, but like out of context worse.
You can say mine's out of context as well. I said it was a
You
joke.
flat out said you want to. Okay, never mind. um, should we talk about
No,
Kansas?
I don't feel like talking about the rest of these three games.
Okay,
I
just
feel.
I'm just gonna go. Kansas State won, Ole Miss won, and SMU won. Okay, now Indiana, Alabama.
Oh my fucking God.
Now it's your turn. I get to
Uh,
make one for you.
God bless America.
Now
Okay,
you're patriotic again.
I just need to cuss more. I become more patriotic the more I say the F bomb.
That's three reels right there, guys.
God damn it. Um, okay, I'll start with the Alabama one. Probably our most solid performance of the whole year, like 60 minutes wise. Defense looked great, pitched a shutout for the first time in the whole season. So Cade Womack is no longer supposed to be sent into the sun. Jalen Milrow played well. Justice Haynes had his best game of the season. Jeremy Bernard had his best game of the season. I think Eli Drinkwitz is a dumbass. And what are you doing?
Karina.
Okay, you can keep doing that. I'll keep talking.
Oh yeah, I'm
They
just
shouldn't.
letting
They
you
shouldn't
go
have.
off.
They shouldn't have played Brady Cook because he was obviously injured, and then he just got even more injured, and then his backup threw three interceptions. So, swings and roundabouts. Missouri looked like dog crap in this game, and Bama looked competent for the first time since the first half of the Georgia game. So, I'll take it. We get a bye week, much needed, and then at LSU, which is a massive test. If they lose that, they're out. They win all their games, they're in the playoffs. If they lose at least one of them, they're out. So makes it pretty easy now. Just win, and you're in. And then the Indiana game was probably the worst we've played all season, and we still won by 14, which is really good. I thought Taven Jackson was fine. He was broadly fine. 11 for 19, 124, one touchdown, one interception. It was pretty obvious Sig didn't trust him to pass the ball in the second half after he threw an interception on the first play of the second half. But it didn't really matter because the running game was like carrying the hell out of us. Um, Great game for Justice Ellison, 29 carries, 123 yards, and a touchdown. And yeah, I mean, I think I'm hopeful going into next week against Michigan State. Sig said that Rourke, he's optimistic Rourke can play. Um, I don't want him to rush back, but it depends. But yeah, great win. Very happy with this performance. I'm not happy. I'm not like defense played really well. Offense was a little shaky. Play calling was a little shaky. But you know what? You know what good teams do? They win. They win big despite playing bad. And Indiana played arguably their worst game of the season and was winning by 2 scores for the majority of it. So I will take it very kindly. Now rank us in the top 10. Anyway, next week. Big games of next week is Ohio State at Penn State. It's a shame this isn't a night game.
Be an interesting one.
Who do you think is going to win?
Penn.
I think Ohio State. I don't trust Penn State in the slightest. They
Yeah, but
just they
Ohio State had a like a bad week.
yeah,
Not a
but Penn
bad week, but
State
like
Penn
a
State
weird week.
Penn State can never beat Ohio State.
I guess we'll see how it
Um,
goes.
we got more patriotism as Air Force plays at Army.
Yes, I was gonna ask about that one.
How patriotic does that make you feel, Riley?
Pretty patriotic.
Like on a scale of like one to bald eagle.
One to bald eagle. I'm about a. I'm like at an Uncle Sam.
That's pretty patriotic. That's pretty damn patriotic.
What
I would say
about you?
I'm at like a I'm at like a July 4th at a
A
bald
July
eagle.
4th is.
July 4th at a bald eagle.
I'm gonna change mine. I'm at it like a Stars and Stripes.
Wow. Like the national anthem? Oh wait, no, that's not what the national anthem is.
What is wrong? No, this is Star
Just
Spangled
stars and
Banner.
stripe just stars and stripes. That feels
Stars and
less
Stripes.
patriotic than Uncle Sam.
Really? Like we
I
are
don't
the
know.
Stars
Uncle
and
Sam's
Stripes.
like the patriotic
But
guy.
what does Uncle Sam wear? Uncle Sam wears the Stars and Stripes.
That's a good point. But okay, would you say you're a Star Spangled Banner at a bald eagle?
I'll say I'm a Star Spangled Banner out of Bald Eagle.
And I would say I'm a July 4th at a bald eagle. Or like
July
I'm
4th.
like a I'm like
This is
a
just straight gibberish.
I'm
What is
a
this going?
I'm a like a cheeseburger at a bald eagle.
What about an apple pie?
Ooh. I'm a
I'm a
Thanksgiving.
cheeseburger.
I'm
Oh,
I'm a Thanksgiving out of bald eagle right now.
like I'm a warm apple pie with vanilla ice cream right now.
I'm 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 the Statue of Liberty out of bald eagle right now.
I'm a firework.
I'm a bomb pop out of bald eagle right now.
Good Lord. What's another? Hold on. Let me think. We did Stars and
I'm a
Stripes.
Mount Rushmore out of bald eagle right now.
We did Statue of Liberty. Oh my gosh. Why can't I think of any American things?
I'm a Leonard Skinner out of bald eagle right now.
I'm a Sweet Home Alabama.
I'm really happy with that Leonard Skinner. I think I win.
That was perfect.
Um. Anyway, uh, Oregon at Michigan. Greatest outdoor cocktail party. And yeah, that's kind of and Pitt at SMU, which should be pretty fun.
I'm excited for
And
our game.
yeah, I wouldn't be because I think you guys are gonna get rocked. But
I'm just excited because I haven't been to a freaking game in like 3 weeks.
dude,
And
that's the
I'm
best part about Indiana's schedule this year. We have 8 home games.
ah the rest of our games, I'm going to like the literally the rest of the games till the end of the season. But I'm like,
Ah,
we've had 2 away games in a bye week, and I'm like, I need to
ah.
go watch some football.
Well, that was a chaotic ending.
Yeah, it was.
Um,
Jesus Christ.
but I think that's what happens when a week's kind of slow. Speaking of slow weeks, let's put this on the red zone gauge. The handy
Um,
dandy red zone gauge of
like a
handy
four,
dandiness. Damn,
four.
4? I was gonna
I
give it
mean,
a
I don't know.
5.
Okay, we can go five.
Well, hold on.
What's the
I
lowest right
week
now?
week 3 with a
With us.
4.5 out of 10. I would say this is a 5 out of 10 week. I think week 9 is a 5 out of 10 week.
All right. Seems like a
So
plan.
week 9 is the second lowest week of the year. Wasn't bad. Don't get us wrong. I think for a
Was
week
it
to be
the
bad, it needs
best?
to be a 3 or under.
Which we haven't had that yet, thank goodness.
No, I don't think we will. Unless even like that, like SoCon Saturday. Like there's like good games on that this year.
I mean, there's always the week in the year that I always expect to be the best week of the year. Um,
Yeah.
which I don't know if it will be, but like week 14 is
Rivalry week.
hopefully a 10 out of 10.
We'll see. Well, I ain't got anything else.
Me neither.
Roll Tide. Go
Be careful,
Hoosiers.
the Irish are coming.
Be careful, the Irish are invading. Both of us are very patriotic. Um, yeah. I'm Nate Cohen,
I'm Riley Davis.
and that was the Red Zone Podcast.